Okay, let's get right into it, because today we are talking about something truly alarming. It's a question sparked by a United Nations-linked diplomat who just threw his entire career away to issue a chilling public warning.
And look, this isn't some far-off what-if scenario. This is the central question right now, because this diplomat resigned, claiming that right now, behind closed doors, people are having serious conversations about a potential nuclear strike on Iran. Just let that sink in. So, how on earth did we get here? Well, to figure that out, we've got to rewind a little bit to the one event that seems to have kicked this whole thing into overdrive.
That trigger, it was a military strike. And listen, this was not some little symbolic tap on the wrist. No way. We are talking about a major, powerful attack deep inside Iran.
Yeah, we're talking about a coordinated airstrike that slammed into the city of Isfahan. This wasn't just hitting some random outpost on the border, This was a calculated, deliberate escalation, aimed squarely at a super high-value target, right in the heart of the country.
And get this, the bomb they used tells you everything you need to know. We're talking about a 2,000-pound bomb. That's over 900 kilograms. You don't drop something like that to just send a message. You drop it to cause absolute massive destruction.
But it gets even more specific. The type of bomb they used, it was a bunker buster. And these things are just incredible pieces of engineering, designed to do one thing and one thing only: punch way down deep into the ground before they go boom. And why would you need that? Well, you'd need it if you wanted to destroy something that's buried and heavily protected. You know, something exactly like a nuclear facility. The choice of weapon here, it's screaming their intent from the rooftops.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question. Why Isfahan? Of all the places they could have hit, why there? What is so important about this one city that an attack on it would make a diplomat risk everything to shout nuclear attack from the rooftops?
Well, take a look at this. Isfahan is, well, it's the whole shebang. It's not just some random city. It's home to a key uranium conversion facility that's a critical piece of the puzzle for making nuclear fuel, or, stuff for a bomb. On top of that, it's a huge military-industrial center churning out missiles and drones. And its location? Smack in the middle of the country, making it the perfect spot for logistics. And of course, the whole thing is protected by some serious air defenses.
So here's the bottom line. Hitting Isfahan isn't just a slap on the wrist, it's like a direct shot to the heart of Iran's entire nuclear program. It's an attempt to perform surgery, to just cut out the core of their ambitions. And you absolutely have to understand that to get why this diplomat's warning is so incredibly serious.
All right, so let's get back to the guy who lit the fuse on this whole story. His name is Mohammad Safa. He saw these strikes happening, he heard the whispers in diplomatic circles, and he put two and two together. And what he came up with scared him so much that he decided to do something drastic, something that would end his career.
I mean, look at his own words right here. Giving up my career to leak possible new missile strike plan. He's not mincing words. He's saying, I am torching my professional life because you all need to know what I know. He clearly believed the threat was not just real, but imminent.
Now, it's important to understand who Mohammad Safa is. He's not a direct UN policymaker, okay? He doesn't work for a government. He's a longtime representative for an NGO, a non-governmental organization. But here's the key. His group has consultative status with the UN. What that means is he gets to be in the rooms, he has access to the meetings and discussions, he's been an insider from a civil society perspective for more than 10 years.
So what exactly is he alleging? Well, it boils down to three bombshell claims. One, that serious discussions and preparations for a nuclear strike are actually happening. Two, he's resigning because his conscience won't let him be associated with what he calls a potential crime against humanity. And three, he's pointing the finger at the UN itself, saying it's failing to be a neutral peacemaker and is instead letting things spin out of control.
Okay, so we've got the attack on a critical target, and we've got this explosive warning from an insider. The big question is, how real is this? Is this just hyperbole, or are we genuinely on the edge of something terrifying? To even begin to answer that, we have to look at the pattern, the slow burn that's been building for years.
You see, this didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's been like climbing a ladder of escalation, one rung at a time. It all started with these smaller, limited strikes on nuclear facilities. Then, Iran would hit back in the region. Then the whole thing spilled out into the sea, threatening that vital shipping lane, the Strait of Hormuz. And now we're here, at what looks like step 4,
a full-blown, high-intensity strike on Iran's nuclear backbone. This isn't a shadow war anymore. Some would argue it's just war.
So this is where we are at a really dangerous fork in the road. On one hand, you have the argument for escalation. The idea that conventional bombs haven't worked to stop Iran's regime, and now you've got an insider saying the nuclear option is being discussed. But on the other hand, the reasons not to do it are just huge. You're talking about a massive global backlash, completely shredding international law, and let's not forget, creating a humanitarian disaster on a scale that's hard to even imagine.
And so that really is the question hanging in the air, isn't it? In a world that feels like it's constantly escalating, where is the line between a crazy, dire warning and a terrifying new reality? The strike on Isfahan suddenly made the unthinkable feel a lot more plausible. And now, thanks to this one diplomat's warning, it's all out in the open. And all we can do is watch and wonder where that line will be drawn.